Welcome to episode 4 of the Allie-RX Show, starring yours truly. Now, if you've been a long-time fan or subscriber, you know damn well that I am a die-hard Kamen Rider fan. But if you're fairly new and you have no clue what Kamen Rider is, then it's time for a brief history lesson. Kamen Rider is a long-running Japanese superhero franchise dating as far back as the early 1970s. It is part of a genre known as tokusatsu, which is Japanese for special effects. This genre is well known for other franchises like Godzilla, Ultraman, and Super Sentai, aka the source material for Power Rangers. The early Kamen Rider shows, also known as the Showa era, were mostly about a man getting kidnapped by a terrorist group who try to control him and turn him into a cyborg, but ultimately fail, and the captured man becomes the insect-like hero known as Kamen Rider. However, once the new millennium kicked in and Kamen Rider introduced the Heisei era, the series became more sophisticated and went into a new direction. The currently airing Rider series is called Kamen Rider Wizard. Kamen Rider is very popular in Japan and some parts of Asia and South America, but here in the US there were only 2 adaptations, and both were commercial failures. And like many popular franchises, Kamen Rider would spawn several video game releases. The latest installment is the one I'm reviewing today, Kamen Rider Battride War. Only for the PlayStation 3 and only released in Japan. Now there are 2 versions of the game. There is the Standard Edition and the Premium TV Sound Edition, which is the one you see in my hand. I'll explain the differences later. This is the first time ever we get to see a Kamen Rider game on an HD console. After rehash after rehash and rehash of Climax Heroes games on the Wii, we finally get something different. So how's Kamen Rider Battride War? Let's find out. So the story mode of this game is called Chronicle Mode, and it starts off with Kamen Rider Wizard in a black empty void. Suddenly, he hears a mysterious voice telling him to remember who he is because he lost his memory. Then, he returns to the real world to fight a bunch of riot troopers. After Wizard defeats them, the mysterious voice tells him about a similar presence nearby. Once Wizard approaches, he discovers the first 10 Heisei Riders: Kuga, Agito, Ryuki, Faiz, Blade, Hibiki, Kabuto, Deno, Kiva, and Decade. And all of them have come to defeat Wizard. Wizard and the 10 riders clash, but as soon as Wizard is about to finish them, the mysterious voice tells him to stop and remember that he and the others are all Kamen Riders. Once Wizard's memories are fully restored, he is then taken to a dark place called the Bird Cage, where all the other Heisei Riders, including Double, Oz, and Fourze, have turned to stone. The mysterious voice then reveals herself as Canalia, who looks like Navi from The Legend of Zelda, by the way. She explains that in order to revive them, Wizard has to go to each of the riders' respective worlds, defeat them, and restore their memories one by one. Now it's up to Wizard to not only save all the Kamen Riders, but also defeat all the villains and find out who caused all this. Now we know the premise of the game, let's take a look at the bread and butter of this game, the gameplay. If you're not a fan of Kamen Rider but are a fan of Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, and Warriors Orochi games, you're gonna feel right at home with this. In this game, you fight armies upon armies of Daishocker grunts and kaijins from different rider worlds in many stages. In addition to the kaijins and grunts you fight, you also come across boss kaijins and even boss riders from all the Heisei Rider worlds, such as Horse Orphnok, Cassis Worm, Kamen Rider Odin, and many more. You can play as all 14 Heisei Riders and a few secondary riders. You unlock them as you progress throughout Chronicle Mode. Each rider can turn into different forms. Not only that, the higher the level your rider is, the more forms he can turn into. For example, Kamen Rider Decade starts with 3 cards: Kuga, Hibiki, and Kiva. If he reaches higher levels like level 10 or level 20, he'll be able to turn into other riders like Faiz, Ryuki, Agito, Kabuto, and Den-O. And once your gauge is full, your rider can change into a special form such as Ryuki's Survive form, Kabuto's Hyper form, and Decade's Complete form. And the way they change into these forms looks so badass. There are other riders and rider forms, but they are only available as DLC. But in order to get the DLC, you have to create a Japanese PSN account because they are only available on the Japanese PlayStation Store. It's very easy to create a Japanese account. So far, the only DLC riders available are Kamen Rider Wizard's Infinity form and Kamen Rider Beast's Hyper form, though there may be more riders available to purchase and download in the future. The controls are very simple. Even if you don't understand Japanese, you can easily pick this game up and play and have fun. You have the face buttons to do attacks, the D-pad to change forms, the R2 to change into your special form and use your finishing attack. That's simple enough. I expected Chronicle modes to be pretty short, but it was longer than I expected. It's still not really long, but it's a hell of a lot longer than the story modes in Climax Heroes. Plus it has some pretty awesome cutscenes, so that helps too. In addition to Chronicle mode, there are two other modes to choose from, Rider Road and Free Mission. Rider Road is a series of missions with specific challenges: Survival Road, Poison Road, Friendship Road, Level 1 Road, Death Road, and Final Road. Survival Road doesn't let you recover your health at all, even when you go to the next stage. In Poison Road, your health slowly depletes until you have a tiny fraction of health left. In Friendship Road, you gain assistance from a second rider. In Level 1 Road, no matter what level your rider is on, he will be as weak as a Level 1 rider. In Death Road, you fight against extremely powerful kaijins and grunts. And finally, there's Final Road, which is a combination of Survival Road and Death Road. Fortunately, your gauge increases as you lose health, so the game gives you the benefit of the doubt if you can't beat any of the missions. The next mode is Free Mission, where you can just practice missions you've played in Chronicle mode without the storyline and cutscenes. If you feel that you can't beat a certain level because your rider is too weak, you can always purchase these figures on the shop. You can do this either on the gallery or before you begin a stage. These figures help you boost your health, gauge, attack, defense, things of that nature. You purchase these with points and you earn points during gameplay. Now, as I said earlier, the version I own is the Premium TV Sound Edition. The only difference this version has over the Standard Edition is that it features all the Hasty Rider opening and ending theme songs. So if you have the cheaper standard copy, you won't be getting any of these songs. Fortunately, both versions have a custom soundtrack option, so if you want to get the standard edition because it's cheaper but still want to listen to the theme songs, you can always upload MP3s of the theme songs to your PS3 and save it into the game. So Kamen Rider Battride War is a pretty good game, and it's definitely something the die-hard fans should pick up. However, it has some major flaws. They don't ruin the game completely, but they can get annoying at times. For one thing, there are huge frame rate drops. I understand this happening if there are a lot of enemies on the screen at once, but this also happens when there aren't that many of them on the screen. Not only that, but the graphics in this game are not that great compared to other PS3 games, so the frame rate dips don't make any sense to me. And sometimes the game would skip or freeze for a brief second and then continue. Let me show you. You hear that skip? Also, when you're riding a bike, the controls are a little stiff, though you'll still get used to it after a while. And occasionally, the camera can get a little awkward. And although the game isn't short, it can get repetitive at times. The same stages get recycled over and over and over again. The graphics aren't amazing, but they are far from terrible. But like I said earlier, there were frame rate issues. If this game had better graphics, the frame rate would probably be a hell of a lot worse. The music is freaking awesome, but then again, most of the tracks in this game are opening and ending theme songs to the Rider shows.
However, I do love the song Go Get 'Em by Kamen Rider Girls, which was made exclusively for the game. Kamen Rider Battride War is a breath of fresh air. We've been getting climax heroes year after year after year, and they've all been the same thing basically. And it's about damn time we finally get something new, and we finally have a Kamen Rider game on an HD console. But I only recommend this game to either fans of the Kamen Rider series or fans of the Muso genre. Otherwise, this may not be for you. But if you want to check this out, then by all means do so. Me personally, I would love more DLC for this game. I would love to have the Showa Riders as DLC since they're not in the game. If not, make a sequel next year that has the Showa Riders. Hopefully they'll actually do that. I give Kamen Rider Battride War a silver. Even though I can't stand the Kamen Rider Climax Heroes series, I would love to see an HD Climax Heroes on the PS3 since now there's no excuse to not release one. And if they do, I hope and pray that the next Climax Heroes has online multiplayer. I would love to kick everybody's ass online as Kamen Rider Black.
So that was my review of Kamen Rider Battride War here on the Allie-RX Show. Now I want your opinion. Did you enjoy this review? Did it entice you to buy the game? Or do you simply not care? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and if you really enjoyed this review, make sure you share it with your friends so that others can enjoy. Tune in next time when I review another Japan exclusive, Namco Cross Capcom for the PlayStation 2. I'm Allie-RX, and I tell it like it is.